at the controls back at the Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3 Command Center in downtown Everett. A split doubleheader today. In game number 1, it's the Kamiak Knights and the Lake Stevens Vikings. And our game number 4, the second game of the doubleheader tonight after hockey, it'll be at 7:15, the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies for the 4A boys. But first up is the girls, really what amounts to the semifinal. Let's talk, Bill Kusler, about the quick turnaround for the Kamiak Knights. They come in and they had to play just a little while ago, it seems like.
They played last night a 7 o'clock game, so they get out of that game about 8:30, and then they're turning around having to play at 2 o'clock today. Of course, you know, we talk about that as if we were playing, and you know what? These are high school kids. They can bounce back pretty quickly. But the thing that is really exciting to me is the contrast between these two clubs. Lake Stevens, very big inside. You know, got a couple of girls around 6'2". Kamiak, their tallest player, is 5'10", and then it goes down to 5'8". So it's small versus big, transition versus pounded in the paint, and I'm really excited to see this ball game today.
Of course, if push comes to shove, both these teams want to get to the point where in about 3 weeks they're playing the Tacoma Dome, and you're playing, you hope, 4 games in a row on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yep, so if you have that 17-hour turnaround, if you're in the state tournament, you're pretty happy to have that turnaround be going to the next day.
Lake Stevens won both regular season games. Advantage to Kamiak, hard to beat or lose to a team or beat a team 3 times in the same season.
Well, you know, they say that kind of upper, you know, it's really going to depend on Kamiak's transition game and how well they shoot the basketball. They've had trouble with bigs defensively in the past, and Kylie Griffin's had some big games, and Walton has had some big games for Lake Stevens against Kamiak. So a lot of it is going to depend on if Kamiak can come out early and run their break and hit some shots.
For the Lake Stevens Vikings, here are their starters. Their head coach, Randy Edens. They'll start Lacey Taylor, a 5'6" junior. Kristen Glick, a 5'8" senior. Reagan Reed, a 5'7" freshman. Marissa Walton, a 6-foot senior. And Kylie Griffin, a 6'2" junior for the Vikings. For the Kamiak Knights, their head coach, Brian Norman. Alexi Morris, a 5'9" senior. Sarah Payne, a 5'9" senior. Kate Huguenin, a 5'7" senior. Jamie Byrne, a 5'9" junior. And Aaliyah Marrero, a 5'4" senior. Today's game brought to you in part by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, Glass by Lund, attorneys Russell and Hill, Altitude Trampoline Park, your Allstate Insurance agent, Brian Reed, Dr. Alan Erickson, dentist, by the 6'8 Clothing Company, and by Everett Community College. We will take a break. When we come back, today's opening tip-off and game action. Game 1 of 4 here at Snohomish High School. The Kamiak Knights, the Lake Stevens Vikings, the 4A Girls District Semifinals right after this on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
And we welcome you back live to Snohomish High School. The opening ceremonies have been completed, and we are set to go. Today's opening tip-off brought to you by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks like Greg and Christine Eaglestad at the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store. Also today's promotional consideration by the Beef Jerky Outlet. The Beef Jerky Outlet reminds you that for Valentine's Day, the fastest way to his heart is through his stomach. Build a bouquet with sauces, popcorn, candies, jams, and jellies, and more than 100 varieties of jerky, including wild game and sausage. The Beef Jerky Outlet, I-5 exit 200 in Quilceda Village. We are set to go with basketball. It's the Kamiak Knights, the Lake Stevens Vikings. Girls semifinal in the district tournament. The ball is up and underway. Garrett Galbraith is the referee, and he threw the ball up in the air, and off we go with the Lake Stevens Vikings in control to start things off. They'll move to our right. They're the home team in white, and they will dump it down low, and then surrounded by four as they got it down low to Kylie Griffin, and then she kind of went down to one knee, but I think she went down to one knee because she got clipped. She got pushed to the ground, and they're going to call the foul on Alexi Morris, her first personal foul and the first team foul, and we're 16 seconds into the opening quarter, and that is when the first turnover occurs, and it'll be a steal by the Knights. They get it down low, back to the basket as they got it low, as down was Kate Huguenin, as she turned around, tried for a bounce pass, went off the knee and out of bounds, turn it right back over to Lake Stevens.
Well, it's pretty clear what Kamiak wants to do. They're going man-to-man defensively, but they're switching down and doubling and even triple teaming Kylie Griffin down in the post to try to deny her the basketball.
40 seconds into the first quarter, and the second turnover here by Lake Stevens off the fingertips of the Vikings, Reagan Reed, and out of bounds, so turn it over to the Kamiak Knights. Neither team on the scoreboard. Kamiak moving to our left in their traveling purple uniforms with white trim, with Kamiak in block letters across the chest as they move it down to our left. Around the corner they go. Here is a shot in the corner, rattling, and dropping in. Shot up and in by Jamie Byrne for the first 2 points of the ball game for the Kamiak Knights.
That's what Kamiak needs. They need to be able to hit that three, and Byrne just put it up beautifully, rattled twice, and dropped right through.
Swinging around the right-hand side, Lake Stevens with the basketball. Lacey Taylor, Lake Stevens in the home white uniforms, gold numbers and trim, and a foul called. It's going to be on Lake Stevens. It was going to be a turnover or a foul. It ends up being a foul, and it's going to be on Reagan Reed. The freshman picks up her first personal foul and the first team foul of the first half against the Vikings of Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens comes in as the number 2 seed, and so they did not play last night. The play-in game was supposed to be Thursday for the girls. It didn't happen because of the snow days. They had to reconfigure the entire front end of the district tournament. Everybody should be back to normal on the scheduling as of today. So Kamiak with the basketball, they did play last night and got a win, and that advanced them here into the semifinals. Top of the key, three-pointer at the horn. It goes up and it goes in for Sarah Payne, and she drains it, and it's a 5-0 lead for Kamiak.
Lake Stevens can't leave Payne open. She's their leading scorer, and that was about 3 feet beyond the three-point arc, and she hit it beautifully. And now Kamiak defensively forces another turnover. Lake Stevens in a little bit of trouble.
Lake Stevens has turned it over the last a few times down the floor, and it'll be given over to the Knights. Will have it with a 5-0 lead. 2 minutes into the first quarter here at Snohomish High School. 4 games on the docket here at Pantherville. It'll be 3:45 boys, Monroe and Kamiak, 5:30 girls, Jackson, Glacier Peak, 7:15 tonight, Lake Stevens and Glacier Peak in the other 4A boys semifinal game. Corner jumper on the way for a 3 that will not go for Jamie Byrne, and it'll be taken down by Lake Stevens. Here come the Vikings out of backcourt. Vikings yet to put one on the scoreboard, down 5-0 here in the early going as they work the perimeter around to the left-hand side. Dribbling in a little bit closer is Bruner. Here's a corner shot. It's going to be no good. That's going to be a miss in the corner there for Lake Stevens, Kristen Glick, but kept alive by the Vikings. They'll reload the offense here with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Top of the key as they swing it around the left-hand side. Over to Lacey Taylor. Taylor on the dribble a couple of times to get out of trouble. Tough defense here by Kamiak. Here's a runner that won't go, but a foul call. Kylie Griffin got it. Missed the lay-in, and then it's going to go to the free throw line and try to get a couple of points, the first points of the ball game for Lake Stevens here at the stripe.
Well, Kylie Griffin is 6'2", but she is thin and she is fast, and she made a great slash to the hole, got the ball, could not quite get it in, but dumps down and hits her first free throw.
And so at the 5:10 mark to go, first points on the scoreboard now for the Lake Stevens Vikings. The foul had been called on Kate Huguenin. Her first personal foul, second team foul, second free throw won't go. Rebound to Kamiak. Knights with it, they bring it up the right side. Go deep in the corner as they swing it around to the top of the key. Kamiak in the purple uniforms, white trim, moving to our left here in the first half at Snohomish High School in the 4A girls semifinals. Out between the circles as they work it around left side of Marrero. 5 to shoot now. To the top of the key, Sarah Payne. She'll step back to the 3 line, put it up, won't go. Rattles off with about 2 seconds on the shot clock, but the rebound's going to be grabbed down. Kylie Griffin falls down to her wallet. Not sure girls carry their wallet in their back pocket, but she fell down there anyway. But got the rebound, got off a pass, and it's Lake Stevens' ball. They have it in front court. Taylor Smith with it, looking down low. That's going to be kicked around. They're still scrambling for the basketball. People on the floor, bodies all akimbo, and up the floor, here comes Sarah Payne. I thought she was going to shoot a 3. She didn't. Goes in closer, puts in a little leaner from the 8-foot mark that will not go, and another rebound for Griffin for Lake Stevens. As they bring it up the floor. Vikings with it, down 5-1. Turnaround Griffin rattles out no good, but the ball's knocked out of bounds by Kamiak. Lake Stevens will retain possession in front court.
Well, Lake Stevens defensively is giving Kamiak some problems because they keep switching between a 2-3 zone and a man. Kamiak on the defensive end, they just did not defend that early as Walton puts in a lay-in off of the inbounds pass for Lake Stevens.
Yeah, nobody there defensively, and it's a 5-3 lead for Kamiak. Got off to a 5-0 lead. Lake Stevens down to within 2. It's Kamiak basketball. 3:41 to go, opening quarter. Sarah Payne out for a long NBA 3 that goes down. Aaliyah Marrero shot and just drained it from about 23 feet.
She's just 5'4", and she just fired that thing up. And Kamiak so far is doing what they want to do. They are able to hit from the outside.
Had a little lean-in foul here. Griffin had it. And then leaning in on her is going to be Kate Huguenin. She's going to be the guilty party here. That's going to be her second personal foul, third team foul.
It's really interesting watching how Kamiak is defending the post. They're fronting everything. So look for Lake Stevens maybe to make an adjustment and try to put the ball over the top underneath.
So top of the key, swing it down to Griffin again. Little runner with the right hand, won't go. Rebound, though, kept alive by her teammate for Lake Stevens. Grabbed by Reagan Reed. Back down it goes to Griffin off the window and in. Good ball movement there by Lake Stevens for the lay-in, and it's a 3-point lead for Kamiak at 8-5. And the Knights with the basketball as here's a shot. It won't go for Payne. That 3 will not go, and it's a rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings up the floor. Almost looked like a travel, but Reagan Reed rattles it up and puts it in. Had a chance for a travel, kept control of it, came down and kind of leaned in and threw it up, and in it goes, and it's a 1-point lead for Kamiak.
I think she was just as surprised that that went in as anyone.
Pull up foul line jumper that will not go, but grabbing her own rebound. Back in a little bit closer was Marrero. Back out for a long 3. That's an air ball that will not go. That's going to be a miss there for Hunter Byrne, and it's going to be out of bounds for Lake Stevens. 2:29 to go, opening quarter. Kamiak with an 8-7 lead.
We were expecting something close. The second meeting between these two teams came way down to the wire, and it looks like this one will as well.
Yeah, Lake Stevens won both regular season games. This is the first playoff game for Kamiak. Excuse me, for Lake Stevens. Kamiak played last night. Foul called here.
You know, the last time down the floor, going down there, Reagan Reed had that crazy off-balance shot, and sometimes that's kind of dangerous because she kind of tried to the same thing that time, was bailed out with the foul.
Brian Norman is saying, I thought she was standing there with her arms up, and he's having a little chat with the official. Garrett Galbraith, Dave Leander, Mike DeLong are the officials tonight. The foul had been whistled on Alexi Morris, her second personal foul, fourth team foul. Free throw goes in. One of them will go, and that means we are tied. It's an 8-8 ball game here at the 2:08 mark. Near turnover. In fact, it will be a turnover. Ball went out of bounds, And they say last touch by Kamiak, so Kamiak's kind of on rocky ground here as they got up big by about 5 points, by 5 exactly. And it'll be now an 8-8 ball game and 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's Lake Stevens basketball. They commit the turnover. Back the other way we go, Kamiak ball.
Again, I'm really impressed with how quick Kylie Griffin is. We were talking to Coach Edens before the ball game, and he said that she really wants to play the 2 or the 3. He's asked her to play the post because it is so helpful for them underneath. She's hard to guard, but you can see that she has the talent to play from outside if she wants to.
In fact, he said that collegiately, that's where she will play, but she's taking one for the team here in high school. Here's a shot. That's Payne, contested, hit as she lets go of the basketball, but still drains it and puts Kamiak back out to a 3-point lead, 11-8. A minute and a half to play in the first quarter. Here's a turnaround jumper on the way. That's a 3 that'll go up and in for Lake Stevens. That was Reagan Reed puts it in, ties us again. It's an 11-11 tie, and we're going to have a foul call, much to the delight of the Kamiak faithful to our right. And they're going to say holding foul here. It's going to be against Lake Stevens, and that's going to be called on Kristen Glick. Her first personal foul, second team foul. Kamiak ball out of bounds, an 11-11 tie, and here's Payne with a 3 to go. Barely rifles or riffles?
One of
ripples,
those, yes.
Anything.
It
went through.
It went through without moving the net.
That's right. And it's a 3-point lead again for Kamiak here at Snohomish High School. Dribble drive to the baseline. Here's a runner that won't go. That's going to be a miss there by Reagan Reed. And up the floor, here comes Kamiak with a 3-point lead inside a minute to play in the opening quarter. Step through move by Payne, puts it up, it will not go. Foul is going to be called. This game was originally scheduled to be at Everett Community College, and then they switched it to play at Shorewood High School. Then they switched it to play at Shorecrest High School, and then they switched it to play here at Snohomish High School. So here we are. I'm glad we go into the right.
We can see why Robert Polk's head was spinning in that pregame interview. Sarah Payne has really done a nice job forcing the action. She has 10 points on the night. She's hit 3 threes and a free throw, leading all scorers with 10. Oh, still 10.
Still 10 as the next free throw won't go. 50 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. A 4-point lead for the Kamiak Knights at 15-11. Lake Stevens basketball. 20 to shoot, 42 on the game clock, first quarter. Reed shoots, won't go, hits nothing but glass. That's all. And up the floor is Kamiak as they grab the rebound. Here's Payne, step through move, scoops it up. She traveled with the basketball.
Yep.
She put it in, almost went in, but it wouldn't have counted anyway.
No, she took 2 really long steps. It's interesting for Lake Stevens. Reagan Reed really taking command as a freshman. And I think Lake Stevens needs to move the ball around a little bit more. Reed is kind of taking it upon herself, kind of doing a lot of one-on-one here early in the game.
She's got the basketball, swings the pass over to the right-hand side. Lacey Taylor, down low it goes to Kylie Griffin, back out to Taylor, dribbles along the right side, about a 1-second differential game clock, shot clock, and here's a bouncer, turnaround up and in. Anna Dominic puts it in for Lake Stevens, pulls them to within 2. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, long for Payne. I thought it was going to go, and it did not. 1 quarter in the books here at Snohomish High School. It's 15-13, Kamiak leading Lake Stevens. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
And Bill Kusler, I left one out. It could have been at Marysville Pilchuck too, but there's a ROTC event going on there. So it's been a been a few weeks as they tried to get this district tournament up and running, and it is now. It's a 15-13 lead for the Kamiak Knights here at Snohomish over the Lake Stevens Vikings, and the second quarter commences. Long cross-court pass. Oh, and a block as the shot was going up there for Alex Gallagher, and then coming across was Reagan Reed and just swatted that ball out of bounds. So Kamiak keeps it, 14 on the shot clock. In the corner goes Gallagher. Back out top of the key to Byrne as they work it to Gallagher again. Long cross-court pass, 5 to shoot. Over to the right-hand side, looking at it, down to 2, down to 1. They will not get they will get a shot off. They're saying play on. Oh, I think
didn't hit the rim.
Yeah, did not hit the rim, did not reset. It will be a turnover. Kamiak unable to get a shot off before the time elapsed, and it will be Lake Stevens basketball down by 2.
Tom, we are really lucky around Snohomish County to have some of the premier girls high school teams in the state. And, we've known for years and years about the 3A teams and how good they are. And then, Snohomish in the 4A and some other teams. But, we're very, very lucky the quality of play we get to see in girls basketball around here.
Well, last year, Snohomish girls play for the state championship. The Arlington girls play for the state championship. That shows you something right there.
Linwood girls came in third.
That's right.
After winning it the year before.
So, yeah, good representation at the state level. And we're going to have a foul called here. It's going to be, we're going to have an injury as well. Alex Gallagher is down. I think the foul's on her, and then she gets up. She's wearing 2 knee braces anyway. And then she kind of limps out of back court. She'll stay in the ball game.
Coaches didn't even get off the bench. They just said, tough it out, and she will.
It's the playoffs.
Kamiak, 41% from the field, 44 from three-point range, and hit 1 of 2 free throws in the first quarter. Lake Stevens, 5 of 10 from the field, 50%, 1 of 2 from three-point range, and hit 2 of 4 free throws.
15-13 the score here with the Kamiak Knights with the lead. No scoring yet here in this quarter. Over the corner, here's a 18-footer just inside the line. That'll be a 2. It's up and it's in for Kylie Griffin, and that ties us for the third time in the ball game at 15. 6:42 to go, first half. Dribbling in, bounce pass, corner, right side, 3, won't go, missed by Jamie Byrne, and rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Reagan Reed brings it to the top of the key, ball knocked away. Grabbed by Hunter Byrne, and then taken by Jamie Byrne. Sister to sister, the lay-in goes up, it won't go. Foul called on the way in.
I know I'm going to be fouled. I'm just going to wing the ball and get those 2 shots. And she did. She was facing away from the basket when she threw it up there, but drew the foul, and so the Hunter, the sophomore, will be at the line.
Reagan Reed picks up the foul, her second personal, and the 4th team foul. First free throw is up and good for Hunter Byrne. She'll get another. Kamiak has not relinquished the lead, although we've been tied 3 times. They have a lead by 1 now with the first free throw. By 1 it stays as the next free throw won't go. 16-15, Knights with the lead over the Vikings. 6:20 to play, opening quarter. Lake Stevens with it. They're in the home white uniforms with gold numbers, purple trim. Down low it goes, off the glass in, up and in.
Oh, nice touch by Walton. About 6 feet away from the basket, and she just, a hook shot that just kissed the glass and went in.
And that'll be the first lead change of the ball game. The first lead for Lake Stevens, 17-16 with the lead. 5:55 mark to go in the first half. Kamiak with the basketball. They're wearing their traveling purple uniforms with white trim, and they have a bad pass. Inside it goes, it's going to be taken by Griffin. Griffin brings it out of backcourt. Up to Reagan Reed, back inside, looking for a feed down low, but the ball's going to be stripped away and grabbed by Kamiak. Knights out of backcourt, Jamie Byrne. Stops, look at the 18-footer, didn't take it, thinks better of it for a 3 that's at the top of the key, and down it goes for Alex Gallagher.
Another 3. That's Kamiak's 5th three-pointer of the ball game.
19-17 to score, but they answer on the other end with a 2 up and in, ties us at 19, and we will take a break with 5:18 to play. Timeout on the floor. We're all tied up. It's Kamiak 19, Lake Stevens 19. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Yeah. Let's catch up on the paperwork. Anna Dominic put in that last 2 for Lake Stevens, and that tied us at 19. Back underway after the timeout by the Vikings. 5:05 to play in the first half, and a bad pass inside picked up by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Down it goes to Griffin, saves from going out of bounds. Athletic move there, and they're going to say that Lake Stevens player was standing out of bounds and touching the basketball. That's going to be a violation, and it'll give it over to Kamiak. Taylor Smith had a hand on the basketball and a foot in the A of Panthers emblazoned on the floor here at the baseline. So Kamiak ball tied at 19. They've led by as much as 5 points in this ball game. Lake Stevens briefly had a 1-point lead, and here's a 3 that rattles out. It will not go for Alex Gallo for Kamiak. And up the floor, here comes Lake Stevens. Bringing it up, Reagan Reed stops, pops, offline, won't go. Rebound controlled by Knights. Hunter Byrne brings it out of backcourt. Dribbles cross court, is contested by about 5 Lake Stevens players. Had a hand on the basketball, and then we're going to have a bumping foul. Wow. And they're going to count the basket. It was Sarah Payne. She kind of got pinballed around and hit by a few players. They're going to count it, and they're going to say.
Are they saying it was on the floor before? Well, I thought they were counting the basket, but evidently not. So the foul occurred before. That was an amazing shot up with her left hand.
So he was pointing down as on the floor before rather than count the basket is what I thought he was saying. So they're going to whistle the foul here on Alea Marrero. Excuse me, it was going to be on Anna Dominic.
Hunter Bjorn just hits a 3, and all of a sudden, Kamiak up again by 3. What a ball game.
We're 4 minutes into the second quarter, 22-19 lead. 3 points to lead for Kamiak. Down low it goes for Lake Stevens. Turnaround jumper that will not go for Anna Dominic, and Kamiak will bring it out of backcourt. Swinging it through, and then kind of not untouched through the defense there was Sarah Payne. Missed the shot, though. Rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Corner, jumper, 3-ball will not go. Missed by Taylor Smith as Lake Stevens reloads as they grab the offensive rebound. Swing it around, somebody's going to be open. It went through the hands of Marissa Walton way out at the top side. 19 to shoot, dribble drive to the baseline, and then blocking foul is going to be called as they had Taylor Smith dribble to the baseline and then got kind of pushed as she went down towards the baseline. It'll be Sarah Payne picking up the foul. That'll be her first personal foul, the 6th team foul. So out of bounds for the Vikings at the baseline, a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Lake Stevens down by 3 on the inbounds. Bad pass on the inbounds, and it's going to be picked off by Kamiak. That's a couple times in the ball game that has happened. Up the floor, kind of a sidewinder 2 that's up and in. Carolyn Bruner puts it up and in. Up by her ears where she shoots that one.
Yeah, it was effective, and Kamiak is shooting the ball well. That's what they needed to do, and they are doing it here today.
And they lead it by 5, equaling their biggest lead of the ball game. Out between the circles top side was Kylie Griffin. She gets it back. Starts the dribble, little spin move. Back out it goes to Lacey Taylor. Taylor dribbles to the baseline, then kicks it back out. A little runner that will not go, and a foul is going to be called. The runner by Taylor Smith just hit glass, and that's it. And so she will go to the free throw line and try to get a couple at the stripe. The whistle, foul on Carolyn Bruner, the 5'10 junior, picks up her first personal foul and the 7th team foul. So that will put Lake Stevens into the bonus. First free throw is good. Cuts that deficit to 4 points. Kamiak 24, Lake Stevens 20, 2:43 to go in the first quarter here at Snohomish High School. First of 4 games in the 4A semifinals for both the boys and the girls. Next free throw is good. The lead is 3 for the Knights, and they have the basketball. Wide open for a 3, but that's an air ball. Maybe too open was Hunter Byrne. Missed everything, and the rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. In the corner, not wide open, but that one will rattle off, no good. It's going to be a miss by Taylor Smith and a grab. I want to say Taylor Swift, but it's going to be Kamiak with the basketball. Dribbling in, splitting a couple of defenders, but a pushing foul will be whistled.
Well, Kamiak's Jamie Bjorn has done a tremendous defensive job on Griffin so far, holding her to 5 points here almost by halftime. Really denying her the ball. Griffin really not getting that many touches offensively.
Taylor Smith picks up the foul, her first personal foul. 6th team foul. Inbounds for Kamiak. 3-ball airborne. No, it won't go for Kate Huguenin, and it's going to be controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings bring it up with down by 3. Not anymore. Kylie Griffin drains the 3 in the corner. We're tied at 24.
If she can't get the ball posting up, she'll go out past the 3-point line, and she had a nice shot from out there.
This is what playoff games are supposed to be. Our 5th tie here is we're just inside 2 minutes to play in the first half. Now Kamiak will try to answer on the other end. If they're going to call an offensive foul, they're going to say that putting up the elbow there was Jamie Byrne, and the official didn't like it. So
he just put up his elbow when he signaled.
That's right.
So he must have liked it then.
In our ear, Joel Boyer, the coach down the other end, just went, He didn't like, I don't think he liked the call. Minute 43 to go in the first half, a 24-24 tie. Calling the play is Lake Stevens as they bring it down. A 24-24 tie in the corner right-hand side. It goes to Lacey Taylor. Taylor down deeper into the right corner. Again, it goes to Marissa Walton, and now a foul called. With 11 on the shot clock, they're going to whistle a foul here, and it's going to be on Kamiak. And they will call it on Jamie Byrne. The 5'9" senior picks up the foul for the Knights, her second personal foul, and the 9th team foul. So one more here in the half will put Lake Stevens into the double bonus. First free throws up, and it is good.
Kamiak cannot afford to have Jamie Bjorn in foul trouble. That's her second personal foul. She's got to be really careful. But and Kylie Griffin is starting to heat up. Just when I said she's only got 5 points, she's put 4 more on the board in about the last minute, and could be 5 here, and it is.
It is, and that will open up Lake Stevens' biggest lead of the game, and we have a timeout called on the floor. We step aside with 1:26 to play in the first half. It's Lake Stevens 26, Kamiak 24. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3 at STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to Snohomish High School. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler. And Bill, fouls may start to become a little factor here in this ball game.
Yep, they're leaving Bjorn in with their 2 personal fouls. Lake Stevens has out-rebounded Kamiak 15-6. Kamiak does not have an offensive board, so you can see how critical it is for them to hit their shots.
Minute 5 to play in the first half. Kamiak basketball now down by 2. 7 to shoot, dribbling through, going in, laying up, knocked out of bounds. Foul is going to be called. Jamie Byrne went through, got fouled on the way down. They're going to say in the act of shooting, and they will whistle this one on Marissa Walton of the Vikings. She'll pick up her first personal foul, and the 7th team foul. So into the bonus goes Kamiak. First free throw is up, and it is no good. She had a chance to tie it. Now she can only pull Kamiak to within 1 with 1 minute to play in the first half. Next free throw, airborne, and no good. Missed them both. And the rebound controlled by Marissa Walton for Lake Stevens. Vikings leading by 2, 50 seconds to play. Dribbling in. Boy, that's got to be a travel.
Yep.
One little extra step. I think that Reagan Reed thought she was going to get fouled, but there was no defender to even touch her. She goes, oh, I'm wide open.
Not only did she travel, but then she tripped over her own feet. Yeah, that was kind of embarrassing, but they'll bring it back down the other way.
Kamiak down by 2 with the ball. They swing it around the left corner. Alexi Morris. Morris dribbles to the baseline, goes in against Griffin, put it up, got swatted down to the floor, but then picking up the trash and putting it back up and in was Carolyn Bruner. Bruner with the bucket, and it's 26-26.
That was Kamiak's first offensive rebound of the half, and it was a good one as Bruner got the putback.
Down to 16 seconds to go. as they're going to just play for one shot. The shot clock is dead, down to 10, down to 9. That is Reagan Reed with it. Swings a pass out. Here's a shot on the way from the top of the key. That's a 3 that will go down for Marissa Walton with 1 second to go. Ball is going to be swatted in backcourt by Reagan Reed. And we're going to head to the halftime locker room with the Lake Stevens Vikings now off to their biggest lead of the ball game, up by 3 at 29-26 at the half. We'll come back and take a look at the scoring from the first half, and we'll also take a look at the scores of other ball games going on last night, the opening night of the tournaments. Again, our score at halftime, it is the Lake Stevens Vikings 29, the Kamiak Knights 26, Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. In the playoffs, it's Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and STSPN.com.
You're watching STSPN.com.
require jumping and interacting with the wall. To book a party, go to altitudemarysville.com. We'll come back with the second half of action. Our score at the half: Lake Stevens 29, Kamiak 26. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3. Okay, 1 minute.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Millions in tech stocks and stuff.
Must be nice.
Yeah, be a jerk guy. Yeah. Yeah. Off we go, second half of action. Immediately a turnaround jumper by Marissa Walton, top of the key for a 3 that will not go, and we've got a whistle just 12 seconds into the second half, and it's going to be a foul called on Alexi Morris of the Kamiak Knights. She picks up her third personal foul and the first team foul of the second half, and free throws here. First one for Lake Stevens, Reagan Reed, is good, and the lead is 4 points, which is the Vikings' biggest lead of the game. Kamiak led by 5 early on and sustained most of that lead, but now it's a 5-point lead, so we've got a 10-point turnaround in this ball game. It's 31-26 Vikings. Knights with the basketball, little feed underneath, foul called.
Ooh.
We got the feed underneath to, I got a down the lane, this time from Bill Kusler.
That looks like the bottom of the backboard fouled her.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul here. It's going to be whistled on the Vikings. It'll be on Reagan Reed. Her third personal foul, first team foul, first free throw will not go. Another one coming up here for Jamie Byrd.
Kamiak really needs to hit the free throws. They're just 2 for 7 from the line so far.
20 seconds into the third quarter. The lead is 5 for Lake. Make it 4 for Lake as the second free throw will go down.
It will be interesting to see if fatigue becomes a factor later. Of course, Kamiak had that 17-hour turnaround from last night's ball game into this afternoon.
Here's a runner that will not go, but the putback is up and in. Putback's up and in for Lake Stevens. Lacey Taylor. Oh, check it. It was Marissa Walton with the putback. 33-27. The lead is 6. Here's a sideline jumper from the baseline. It's up and it is good from about 12 feet away. The bucket in there for Kate Huguenin, and it's a 4-point lead. 33-29. 55 seconds into the second half. Looked like a travel, no call there. Vikings with the basketball, and bodies on the floor. They're going to say jump ball. That's a good call.
I agree. That's a really good call.
So rather than having the foul called on either player, both no necessarily any advantage, they both tumbled to the floor. So it'll be Kamiak basketball on the alternating possession. 6:57 to go, third quarter. Semifinal game number 1 in the 4A girls district. 2 boys games and another girls game to follow here at Snohomish High School. Corner jumper 3, rattles off no, for Alexi Morris for Kamiak. Lake Stevens grabs the board. Little trap in the back court, but easily broken by the Vikings. They bring it into front court with Lacey Taylor on the dribble. Swing it over to Kylie Griffin. Griffin top of the key. Over to Walton. Walton looking cross court to Griffin again. Out between the circles. 14 on the shot clock. They move it left side. Taylor with it. Back out to Walton again. Down to 9 to shoot. That's Taylor. She will drain the 3 ball. They moved it around and then down it goes, and the lead is 7 points for Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens very patient on that possession, coming up with a really good look.
Dribbling in, ball knocked away, but Kamiak will keep it. Sarah Payne with it. Payne dribble drive goes in, laying up and good. She's got to probably take command here.
Yeah, I agree. It's a quick timeout called.
Timeout called by Kamiak. We step aside with 5:58 to go in the third quarter. Lake Stevens 36, Kamiak 31. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and STSPN.com.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Thanks for being with us here on this Saturday afternoon from Snohomish High School. We'll be back with you after hockey tonight with the nightcap, the 7:15 game here at the Keith Gilbertson Senior Sports and Fitness Center. Kamiak with a 5-point deficit. Lake Stevens with the basketball and a foul called. It will be on the Knights, and it'll be whistled on Sarah Payne. Her second personal foul, second team foul. Out of bounds now. Walton gets it off the window and in. Beautiful inbounds pass for the bucket.
They've done that twice, just putting it over the top, and the Kamiak player with their back to the play just does not even see the pass coming, and Walton converts easily.
Here's a long shot. 3 ball won't go. Outside jumper by Hugan, and that's a miss. Cleared out by Lake Stevens. Here come the Vikings exerting their will here and going in with an easy laying up and in for Lacey Taylor. Brian Norman is up with his hands on his hips saying, we were up by 5, we're down by 9. Here's a shot. Payne won't hit the 3. Walton grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Then Payne goes over, tries to get her own rebound, knocks the ball out of bounds, almost had possession of it. And almost had a steal, but almost doesn't work here in basketball. It'll be Lake Stevens' ball. 30 to shoot and a 9-point lead.
I'm really impressed with Marissa Walton. She's 5 of 6 from the field, 7 points, grabbing rebounds, playing just some really smart basketball.
Here's Walton, turnaround 3, won't go. Rebound kept alive, grabbed by Kamiak. Byrne out of backcourt, dribbles around Walton and lays it up and in. So got the rebound and then went down coast to coast, laid it up and in, and pulls Kamiak to within 7 at 40-33. 4:35 to play, third quarter. Going down, lay-in, up, good for Kylie Griffin.
Quick first step, getting past Bjorn and taking it all the way to the hole.
Went down, yeah, underneath the defense and laid it up and in, and it's a 9-point lead again. Now Kamiak will try to answer. Kamiak moving to our right in their purple uniform. Scoop lay-in, but will not go. It's a miss by Huguenin. And they're going to call a double dribble. As grabbing the basketball coming out, I think inadvertently dribbled once, but that counted as once. And so it will be Lacey Taylor committing the turnover, and it'll be Kamiak ball in their front court. I didn't hear a from down there, so I guess we like the call. I just wait for the so on the inbounds, Kamiak will get it. They're saying looking for a travel in the crowd. Here's a shot of the way. Corner, that's a big shot. Up and in for Kate Huguenin for a 2, and it's a 7-point lead, 42-35.
Kamiak's offense still going, but they've got to get some stops on defense as Lake Stevens has been making a big run here.
On top of the key they go. Walton has it over the corner, wide open for a 3 for Lake Stevens. That's going to be a miss by Taylor Smith, and rebound controlled by Kamiak. Knights out of backcourt, down by a 42-35 count with 3.5 to play here in the third quarter. Both teams will advance. It'll be the winner advancing into the finals, so that'll be an automatic berth then into the state tournament. That's a 3-ball up, and it is good by Kate Huguenin.
Huguenin's had a big third quarter,
and here,
7 points.
And here is a steal here, another 3 on the way. This one will not go by Alea Marrero. Kamiak misses that one, and it'll be controlled by Lake Stevens. 42-38, so the lead is 4 points. Little step through move. Out to Walton, offline, won't go. Rebound controlled by Kamiak. Here come the Knights out of backcourt. That's Huguenin again. Lost the handle on it though, and it's going to be picked up and stolen away by Lake Stevens. Vikings with it, leading by 4. 2:45 to play, third quarter, and Lake Stevens on the. Nobody's going to play defense, but going through and missing the lay-in. I thought she didn't. Taylor Smith thought she was wide open, and she was, and then she missed it anyway. Here's a block, and the ball goes out of bounds, blocked by Kylie Griffin. So Kamiak retains possession in their front court with 25 on the shot clock.
Kamiak trying to make a little bit of a run, whittling that 7-point lead down to 4, and with the basketball.
Knights throw it in at the baseline underneath their own basket. Looking to throw it in. Still looking. Took a long time.
Wow, 4 3/4 or 9 3/4 seconds, excuse me.
So on the inbounds, it'll be Kamiak with it. Dribble on the top of the key, Hunter Byrne. Dribble pass over to Byrne. That's the Jamie variety, but kind of an awkward-looking possession there by Kamiak. They got a wild-looking shot off and came off, and it goes into Lake Stevens' possession. What are they going to call? They're going to call a block, I do believe, yeah. As Kylie Griffin got at the left baseline, then just kind of put a power move to the rack, and she got fouled on the way in. Jamie Byrne will pick up the foul, her third personal foul, third team foul of the second half against Kamiak. So Lake Stevens foul shots for Kylie Griffin. First one is good. She will get another. The winner of this ball game plays the winner of today's 5:30 game, the second girls semifinal between Jackson and Glacier Peak. The loser will take on Mariner Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And a timeout called here by Lake Stevens. 2:08 to go, third quarter of action. It's 44-38 Vikings leading the Knights. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler. So what's more ferocious, a Knight or a Viking?
That would be a good battle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the Knights are wearing armor
and
chainmail.
On an anachronism night or something.
So here we go. Kamiak and Lake Stevens, girls 4A district semifinal matchup number 1. 44-38, the lead for Lake Stevens. It's Kamiak basketball. With 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Kamiak on offense, moving to our right. They swing it around the perimeter. They go over to the left-hand side to Kate Huguenin. Huguenin, now the right to Gallagher. Back out on top again. Hunter Byrne looked at the three, didn't take it. 10 to shoot. Dribble drive to the baseline. Jamie Byrne. 8 to shoot, still on the dribble. Still trying to back in. Going to the baseline. Kick it back out. 4 to shoot now. Going in, over to the right side. 0 to shoot, and the ball goes up. It's going to be a miss by Carolyn Bruner. So I'm not sure Kamiak was fully aware of the time on the shot clock. As they worked it, here's a travel. Give a travel here on Anna Dominic, had it at the left wing. A little unsure of whether to step through or to pass the ball.
She saw that opening and she wanted to go, and she just was not quite under control.
44-38. Now we have a timeout called here, quickly called by Brian Norman. With 1:22 to play in the third quarter, our score, it's Lake Stevens 44, Kamiak 38, Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and STSPN.com. Varieties of jerky, including wild game and sausage. The Beef Jerky Outlet, I-5 exit 200 in Quilceda Village.
Well, Joel is preferring the boiled crawfish beef jerky, while I'm having the teriyaki. Both really good.
You say it's slap your mama? Is that what it was? It's so spicy. He said, if you have a problem with your sinuses, it'll fix it right up. The original recipe of the prime rib was great. Let's get back to basketball. After eating beef jerky, it's going to be Kamiak with another awkward-looking possession. Got really no shot off, and the ball is going to be controlled by Lake Stevens, leading 44-38. The Vikings have not, though, been able to put Kamiak away because they commit a turnover here. It's going to be coming out of backcourt. Kamiak with it. Jamie Byrne dribble to the baseline. Corner jumper for a 3. Will not go in the corner by Kate Huguenin. And the rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. 27 to shoot, 37 on the third quarter clock. A 6-point lead, 44-38. That's Reagan Reed. Reed goes down to one knee, both knees actually. Got it off. Looking at a 3 was Rocky Leenstrup going in for a little leaner that will not go. Rebound controlled by Kamiak, but they haven't been able to take advantage. They don't this time as the lay-in is missed by Hunter Byrne. And back the other way we go. It's Lake Stevens basketball. Again with a 6-point lead. Down to 9, down to 8 in the quarter. Here's a shot on the way that will not go. It's going to be a miss by Reagan Reed. And then up the floor with inside a second to go. No shots taken. We're at the end of the third quarter. Bill, it's still anybody's ball game.
It is. You know, Kamiak has missed a few shots inside that could have gone in, really turned this thing around, but this game of runs, and let's see if Kamiak has one more run in them.
44-38, our score after 3 quarters. It's Lake Stevens with the lead. Back with the fourth quarter right after this timeout. We're here at Snohomish High School, a 44-38 lead for Lake Stevens as we head into the fourth and final quarter. Again, the winner against tonight's winner of the 5:30 game between Jackson and Glacier Peak. Loser takes on Mariner, home site on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Whether it's a higher or lower seed determines as to who will be home in that ball game here in the Northwest District 4A girls matchup. And a foul called. We're going to call a block here, and we're going to go the other way, and the block's going to be called on Kylie Griffin. She gets up and looks at the official, says, "You got to be kidding me. I'm the one on the floor."
Tumbled down to the floor, a lot of contact there, but the offensive foul called. A little illegal screen, so Kamiak with the ball back, and once again, Kamiak needs to make a run. They've been trying to slice in closer to the hoop, and they've been more effective to put it in and then pop it out for the 3. We'll see what they can do here.
Here's a turnaround 3 that will go. Down it goes for Sarah Payne. I mentioned that she needs to take command here, and she does on that one and pulls them to within 3 at 44-41.
15 points now for Sarah Payne.
Now Lake Stevens with it in their home white uniforms. Ball knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Hunter Byrne. And then she turns around, looks at the official, and gives the traveling sign like, "I thought she traveled before I knocked it out of bounds."
Well, Kamiak shooting just 31% in the third quarter, 5 of 16, just 1 of 6 from three-point range, and 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Lake shooting 5 of 12, 41%, also 1 of 6 from three-point range, but they did hit all 4 of their free throws.
On the inbounds, here's a shot. That's a 3 ball, won't go. Right corner, missed by Kristen Glick. Cleared out by Kamiak. To the baseline go the Knights. Back out for a 3. Will it go and tie it? No. It's going to be a miss from outside. And then a jump ball called. And the alternating possession, Kamiak will keep the basketball.
Boy, nice play by Hunter Bjorn to sneak in there and tie her up.
44-41, Lake by 3. We're a minute and 1 second into the fourth and final quarter. Kamiak throws it in with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Sarah Payne goes through, little step-through move, can't go, can't hit it. She goes to the floor, and now she'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be called. They're going to whistle this one on Lake Stevens. Anna Dominic, she will pick up her second personal foul, 3rd team foul, and Sarah Payne goes to the stripe.
Oh, the Lake Stevens bench calling for a travel.
Thought maybe they had an argument there.
But again, Kamiak still struggling from the free throw line. That's going to be critical as we get down near the end of this ball game.
here at the Snohomish gym last night for the Snohomish girls, and some crucial free throws down the stretch, as that'll win or lose the ball game for you.
Yeah, and again, you don't know how much that quick turnaround from last night's ball game is starting to affect Kamiak fatigue-wise, and ordinarily when you start to get fatigued, you start seeing it at the free throw line.
The second free throw won't go as well, so it'll be Lake Stevens basketball, leading by 3, but haven't been able to put Kamiak away. They're going to say a foul here. Is Alexi Morris kind of fighting her way through the screen by going through the screen rather than around it. To be 4 personal fouls.
She didn't look like the call, but it looked pretty obvious to me.
Lake Stevens on the inbounds, 44-41. Looking down low, it's going to be stolen away, but it's stolen right back. A bad pass at the baseline, and then stolen right back again. Keep track of those steals. Scoop, lay it, good! Hunter Byrne with the steal, the lay-in, and a subsequent free throw could tie the ball game.
Well, we were wondering if Kamiak had that one last run in them. They have indeed scored 5 unanswered points to pull within 1.
How many turnovers were there in that last little sequence?
It's like there were 3 back and forth and back. Yep.
So free throw here. The foul had been called on Kristen Glick, her 3rd. Free throw won't go. They're going to say lane violation. So had it gone, it wouldn't have counted anyway. So with a lane violation, still a 1-point lead for Lake Stevens, 44-43. They've been stuck on 44 for a while. Now off the floor, here comes Glick. Now to Walton. Walton starts to dribble top of the key. Hands it off to teammates. They swing it around the perimeter. Then almost traveling with it was Lacey Taylor. Brian Norman thought it was traveling. I heard him yell it from down to our right. Here's a jumper on the way that will not go. Top of the key, Reagan Reed misses, but back up and in by Griffin. She got it, put it up and in off the miss, and she'll go to the free throw line.
She got that rebound while she was being undercut. I don't know how she kept her balance and somehow was able to steer that ball into the hoop. That is a D1 college play by Kylie Griffin.
And so now she'll go to the free throw line with it up, and it is good. And it's a 4-point lead. The foul had been whistled on Jamie Byrne, her 4th personal foul. So a couple players playing with 4 personals here. The waning moments of this semifinal game. Of course, you want this one badly. You can still make it through in the losers bracket game, but you'd really like to play for the championship on Thursday night. Here's a running hook shot that will not go by Payne. Would have been huge, but grabbed by Lake Stevens. Vikings by 4, and up the floor they go. Walton has it at the baseline. Back out between the circles they go as they swing it over right side. 3 on the way, will not go. Missed by Lacey Taylor, and here comes Kamiak. Up the floor they go, up the left wing. Falling down is Griffin, so it's really more of a 5-on-4, but the running lay-in won't go. That's a miss by Aaliyah Marrero, and controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings with the basketball, up by 4, coming up on 5 minutes to play in the game.
Griffin 1 rebound away from a double-double.
So here's a nice step through move, laying up and good. That's the freshman. Reagan Reed lays it up and in, and the lead is 6 points for Lake Stevens at 49-43. Vikings taking a little bit more assertiveness here in this quarter. Nearly a steal by Griffin. Back out for an open 3 that won't go from the left corner. That's a miss by Kate Huguenin, and the rebound controlled by Lake Stevens.
And now Griffin with her double-double, 15 points, 10 boards here.
4.5 minutes to play in the game. 49-43, Lake by 6. They have the basketball, and a 3 is airborne, but it won't go. It's a miss by Lacey Taylor. Put back up and in. That is, again, Reagan Reed with a putback, and it's 51-43. Lake Stevens out to their biggest lead of the game.
7-point run for Lake Stevens. That was a great play by Reed, keeping the ball alive, kind of tipping it around on the offensive boards, grabbing it and putting it in.
Kamiak, yeah, they're going to have a hand check foul. I think Kamiak, the gas gauge is on E.
Yeah. It's tough. It is tough. They've played really, really well, but that's a lot of basketball within the last 18 hours or so.
So foul called. The foul was whistled on Kylie Griffin, her 2nd personal foul, 5th team foul. Some substitutions now made. It'll be Kamiak basketball, fresh 30 on the shot clock. We've got 4 minutes to go and a turnover.
Yep, they're tired.
Couldn't control the basketball, so Lake Stevens really here in this fourth quarter have asserted themselves and gotten out to a 51-43 advantage. Their biggest lead of the game, up by 8 points.
They stemmed the run where Kamiak had brought it to within 1. And now back out again, as you said, to 8-point lead.
Cross court to Walton as Lake Stevens with it, with the lead and the basketball. Dribble along the baseline. Foul is going to be called as Reagan Reed took it baseline and then gets fouled on the way in. They'll whistle this one, and Kate Huguenin, her third personal foul and the 6th team foul. Baseline out of bounds for Lake Stevens with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. They won't use it. They'll use about 3 seconds, and it goes into Reagan Reed and drains the 3 ball.
15 points for Reagan Reed.
And the lead is 11 and a timeout call. We'll take a break with 3:30 to play in the game. It's 54-43. Lake Stevens out to their biggest lead of the game by 11. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Well, Bill, last night it was kind of like your high school career. A triple-double for Draymond Green with only 4 points.
With 10 assists, 10 steals, and however many rebounds he had, a whole bunch. 12 rebounds. That was incredible. You know, yeah, three quick baskets. He could have had a four-pole double.
A four-pole double. Here's a shot of the way by Payne, won't go. And yeah, we mentioned Kamiak is just on E because that's going to be a short shot by Hunter Byrne, but kept alive by the Knights, still with a chance, but you've got to hurry up if they're going to do it. Down by 11 points to the Vikings. Dribbling in, leave a pass over the left-hand side. One dribble, and the ball's swatted out of there by Griffin. That's going to be controlled. Here comes Kamiak. We saw Kylie Griffin's dad down in the corner, the coach of Mariner boys. And so we're going to have a foul called here.
Lake Stevens on a 10-0 run here over the last few minutes. Could make it more on these free throws.
So Kamiak foul is going to be called on Kate Huguenin, her 4th personal foul, and the 7th team foul.
Well, Kylie, maybe she'll get a triple-double. She got 5 block shots in addition to her doubles in points and rebounds.
So free throws here. That's going to be Kylie Griffin at the line. First free throw is good. And she'll get another. Kamiak is ready to throw the ball in. We'll give her one more. The lead is a dozen now at 55-43, 2:47 to go. Next free throw. Airborne. Good. 56-43. 13-point lead with 2:45 to go. Kamiak's got to get busy if they have one more run here late in this ball game. They're swinging around right side. Alexi Morris. Morris to the top of the key. It goes to Marrero. Marrero on the dribble, backing away. You got to hurry up. Tick, tick, tick. Down by 13 points.
Yeah, Lake is playing really good defense.
Dribbling in, going in, laying up and good. Jamie Byrne will lay it up and in, but they took a lot of time, down to 2:20 to play in the game. 56-45, the lead is 11 for Lake Stevens, and they can afford to use some time off the play clock, unlike Atlanta. As they work it around, down low, here's a little popper, and it's up and in. A little stop and pop from 6 feet away. It's up and good for Anna Dominic, and it's 58-45. Inside 2 minutes now to play in the game. And it looks like Lake Stevens will advance to the Western Conference Championship, taking on the winner of today's later game between Jackson and Glacier Peak. A runner here that's going to be a lay-in, that's going to be a miss by Kamiak and controlled by Lake Stevens. Here come the Vikings up by 13. A hand check foul will be whistled here. That's going to be 5 on Huguenin, and she's going to just immediately make the walk to the bench, and she'll have a seat. And
well,
she's done.
Time to start thinking about our player of the game. And boy, I guess Kylie Griffin needs to get my vote. Right now she's got 19 points, 10 boards, a couple of assists, and 5 block shots.
She's it. Here's a free throw. That's going to be a miss. No good for Kristen Glick. And it'll be Kamiak with the basketball over the right-hand side. Shot on the way. Good. Down it goes for a three. It's up and good. And immediately a timeout called by Kamiak after the shot by Jamie Byrne that goes down. We'll take a break. A 10-point lead for Lake Stevens. 58-48. A minute 27 to go. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380 FM, 95.3 and STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Go. He's not even here. We're making fun of Buddy Patrick, our usual statistician. 58-48 the lead, a 10-point lead. So, Bill, we decided we're going to go with Kylie Griffin for the player
I think we have to. She's been very, very impressive, and she's very unselfish, too. She's not one that takes it upon to do a lot of one-on-one stuff. All of the things she's gotten have been within the offense, and she's played very, very well.
Minute 27 to go. They're going to just drop the ball for Lake Stevens, and Walton will go and pick it up. And back we go, underway. They get the basketball. A little full court pressure by Kamiak, but just kind of running out the string here with a final minute 20 to go. And a hand check foul. It's going to be whistled on Hunter Byrne. And it will be blue 2, if that's who it will be on. And that's going to be her first personal foul and the 9th team foul. So free throw here for Lake Stevens, trying to add to their total. First one is good, and she'll get another. That's
Lake has done a really great job at the line. It'll be interesting to see when we get to the stats what they're shooting from the free throw line.
Kristen Glick with the first free throw good. Second one is on the way, and it is good as well. The lead is 12, 60-48. We'll put this into the win column for Lake Stevens here. And we'll talk with our player of the game here right after the game. Kylie Griffin going through, nearly losing the handle on it, picking it back up. That's Marrero. Give it off to Hunter Byrne. Now to Payne. Payne top of the key. Still tough defense by Lake Stevens. Here's a shot of the way. It's good. That's a 3-ball up top of the key and in for Hunter Byrne. And a timeout called by the Kamiak Knights. And we'll step aside. 53 seconds to go in regulation time. 60-51. 9-point lead for Lake Stevens. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball. Fox Sports 1380 FM. 95.3 and STSPN.com.
Still coaching. You know, they're down by 9 with less than a minute left, but he is still coaching, and that says a lot about him.
Well, they will have a chance. It'll be, albeit through the losers bracket, to take on Mariner on Tuesday night. Foul in backcourt. Hunter Byrne. Yeah, we mentioned Dexter Griffin is Kylie Griffin's dad. Dexter, the head coach at Mariner High School. Saw him down, I think he's seated down there. In fact, he is down in Coach's Corner there, next to Coach Nate Duchesne, who's actually his principal now. So they keep moving the pieces around. So free throws here. Marissa Walton will be at the free throw line for Lake Stevens. First one on the way. It's no good. She'll get another. 47 seconds to play. 60-51 the score. Still to come here. We'll stay here for the next game on STSPN.com. Hockey coming your way on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3. The next game boys-wise will be the 3:45 game between Monroe and Kamiak. That's Payne in the corner, right side, and then she traveled the basketball. Payne had it, got it into the hands of her teammates, Jamie Byrne, and then she traveled with the ball, so turn it back over to Lake Stevens. All academic here with 36 seconds to go. The Monroe Bearcats down to our corner to our right. Their boys team is ready to rock and roll, and they're ready to go in the next game. Another foul. And that will send Reagan Reed to the free throw line for Lake Stevens. 31 seconds to go. Free throw here for Reed. It's up and it is good. A couple of subs here.
Oh, Randy Edens has been around for a long time. He's had some good ball clubs. I think the last club that he had that was kind of like this one was when the Pahokoa twins were playing about four years ago or so. Both of them doing well at Boise State. And it looks like this team could end up going a long way.
31 seconds to go. Randy Edens will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. So coming up later, the 3:45, the first boys semifinal game will feature Monroe and Kamiak. You can watch that game on STSPN.com. We'll be here to make the call on that one. We're stepping out on radio for hockey. The Everett Silvertips are playing just a little bit later on this afternoon. Over in the east, they're at Moose Jaw Warriors. 4:30 pregame, 5:05 the face-off. The Silvertips and Moose Jaw. Then we're back with you here on Fox Sports 1380 at about 7:15, just after the hockey game between the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies in the boys semifinal number 2. In between that, the 5:30 game, 4A girls, Jackson and Glacier Peak. So full day of basketball. We're about quarter way in with the conclusion of this ball game coming up between Lake Stevens and Kamiak. The lead is 12 points for the Vikings. Both teams back out on the floor. It'll be Kamiak ball. Again, stay with us for our post-game show, and we'll have a talk with Kylie Griffin, our player of the game for Lake Stevens. Kamiak with it. Bounce pass going in. A little runner that will not go. And a foul is going to be called. Jamie Byrne had the lay-in that would not go, and she'll go to the free throw line, and a foul is going to be called here.
A little bit of a late whistle, and Brian Norman just leaps off the bench. Then the whistle blows, and he just kind of quietly sits back down.
Never mind. Free throw, good. For Jamie, she'll get another. 18 seconds to go. We're going to have some more substitutes. Taylor Smith's going to come back in for Lake Stevens. Next free throw is good. They never blew the horn for the substitute, so now a foul called.
Boy, they were expecting that. It looked almost like she got that ball cleanly.
63-53, so it's academic here. We'll just march to the other end and have a couple of free throws. And whistle this one to Hunter Byrne. Picks up the foul. That's her third personal foul. And free throw here for Walton. Marissa Walton will be at the stripe.
Walton's one of 3 Lake Stevens Vikings in double figures.
First free throw is good. Today's game brought to you in part by Glass by Lund, family owned and operated since 1967, offering the best price, value, and quality installation online at glassbylund.com. Next free throw good, 65-53. Kamiak will roll the ball in and should be able to just wind it down the clock. As they work it in, going in, lay it up. There's going to be a miss by Alexi Morris with 3 seconds to go, and then a foul in backcourt.
At some point, there's a few diminishing returns. I don't think that foul was necessary. She kind of has a smile on her face like, oops.
And so that's going to be, is that going to be her 5th? She's standing over by the bench like, yeah, I think it's going to be 4 on her. On Hunter Byrne. First free throw here on the way. Up and Kylie Griffin. 65-53. The lead is 12. So after the miss of the first one, the next one on the way, and it is good.
That gives her 20.
So a double-double for Griffin. We'll talk to her in just a moment. 66-53. Long shot at the horn will not go, and that'll be your final score. 66-53, the final score, and we will get our player of the game here momentarily coming up to join us at the broadcast level, both on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and on STSPN.com. Have her join us here after the line between. And so with the win, now the Lake Stevens Vikings will advance, and they will play in the Western Conference Championship against either Glacier Peak or Jackson. That game at 5:30, the second semifinal game. The loser, so the Kamiak Knights, they'll play their cross-district rival, the Mariner Marauders, at Kamiak High School on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. So that's how they will celebrate the Valentine's Day. So we're waiting for our player of the game to make an appearance here, and she will be on her way up in just a moment. And here we go, as it'll be Kylie Griffin coming up to join us on the broadcast, and we'll talk with our player of the game here on Fox Sports 1380 and on FM 95.3 and STSPN.com. 66-53 the final. Lake Stevens over Kamiak. Lake Stevens will advance, and I think she's handing her stuff over here, and she's going to be joining us here in just a moment. And here comes Kylie Griffin, who's going to put those on, and you can hear us and we can hear you, right?
She has to say hi to all of our adoring fans on the way up. It was hard for her to get here. Well, congratulations on a great victory. Tell us a little bit about the game. Kamiak has been tough all season, all 3 games, and yet you were able to pull it out. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
They're a great team, great shooters, and we came out a little slow the first half because we haven't played in a few days, but I think we did really well the second half to get back in it. So.
What's it like having a basketball coach for a dad, and how big a help is that?
It's pretty cool. I'm lucky to have him to be able to train and then get in the gym whenever I want, and so it's been really helpful to get me where I am.
Talk about some of your teammates and the contributions that they made tonight.
They were fantastic. Reagan Reed, the freshman, really stepped up tonight. It was really cool to see her in her first playoff game play really well. And then I think our guards just hit some big shots when we needed them. And then our other posts were really strong inside. So
talk about how wild a week this has been. School, no school, practice, no practice. We have a game, we don't have a game. How has this been mentally for your team?
Well, it's kind of hard to play a real game again, especially a playoff game.
Yeah.
But in practice, we did a few scrimmages against each other to try and simulate to be a real game. So that kind of helped, but it's been a little difficult.
Now you get to play for the district championship on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Glacier Peak's a really good team, so it'll be a tough game, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
There you go. That's our player of the game, Kylie Griffin. We'll get a picture with the shirt as well. So we'll all have all that coming up. Again, the final score: Lake Stevens 66, Kamiak 53. We'll come back with our postgame show on radio here on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3, and STSPN.com.